Now, in today's class, we have to discuss very important topic, that is union and its territories. Union and its territories. Union and its territories. So when I tell you the term union and its territories, do you understand what this whole topic will talk about? A general overview. क्या बात करेगा ये पूरे टॉपिक? हाँ, नेशन की बाउंड्री, स्टेट्स, and what more? Union and its territories. As the word are suggesting that when it's talking about territories, मतलब कि इंडिया एज अ होल कितनी टेरिटरी, कौन सी टेरिटरी इंडिया के अंदर आएगी, ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पर डिस्कस होगी. तो when we are discussing union and its territories, we just have to see article 1 to article 4. अब यहाँ पे you have to understand this कि why your constitution starts with union and its territories. दो तीन चीजें क्लियर करनी है आपके कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को बिफोर स्टार्टिंग. तो आर्टिकल 1 से सबसे पहली चीज, जब एक कंट्री बन रही है तो उसका नाम क्लियर करेगा. नेम शुड बी क्लियर. तो दे आर ऑफिशियली रिगार्डिंग द नेम, दे आर पुटिंग द नेम कि इंडिया नाम है. दूसरी चीज, इंडिया नाम जो है उसकी डेफिनेशन क्या है, उसके अंदर क्या क्या चीजें आती हैं. दे आर टेलिंग यू दैट व्हाट आर द स्टेट्स, हाउ स्टेट्स आर मेड, हाउ स्टेट्स आर रीऑर्गेनाइज्ड. ये सारी चीजें दे हैव रिटन, दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव रिटन इन आर्टिकल 1 to 4. बिकॉज़ नाउ you have seen when you were studying citizenship, I told you कि यूनियन एंड टेरिटरी सिटीजनशिप से क्यों लिंक होता है. ठीक है, हमारे यहाँ पर ड्यूअल सिटीजनशिप नहीं है. जब मैं बोल रहा था, मैंने कहा था हम फेडरेशन नहीं, हम यूनियन है, इसलिए हमारे यहाँ पर ड्यूअल सिटीजनशिप नहीं है, यूएस फेडरेशन है. तो यू कुड नॉट लिंक इट बिकॉज ये वाला टॉपिक नहीं पढ़ा था. अब देखो सिंपली, अगर आप इस पूरे टॉपिक को 3-4 मतलब इसको आप कुछ पार्ट्स में तोड़ सकते हो. इन सम पार्ट्स यू कैन ब्रेक दिस टॉपिक. सबसे पहले आर्टिकल 1, राइट डाउन आर्टिकल 1. Straight away we'll start with article 1, and as I'm making the charts, just keep on making it, you will understand all the articles very easily. So article 1 में तीन phrases हैं. First phrase says India that is Bharat, India that is Bharat shall be union of states, shall be union of states. India that is Bharat shall be union of states. ठीक, first part. Second part says states and territories, state and territories shall be specified in, state and territories shall be specified in schedule 1. okay, so schedule 1 में क्या होगा? The names of all the states basically. Right now how many states are there and union territories? Fusion है इसमें. Go and check this down. Jammu Kashmir is a union territory. Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh is a union territory now. ठीक है, ये तो चेक कर ही लेना. वैसे तो यूपीएससी will not ask. Yes, and then it talks about the territory of India. Talks about the territory of India. When it talks about the territory of India, that means it means territory of, write this down. When it talks about territory of India, just इसके नीचे arrow बना के लिखो. It talks about territory of state. It talks about territory of union territories, UTs, and the C part is acquired territory. C is acquired territory. Abhi I'll explain all these things. Let's make this chart down first. C is acquired territory. C is acquired territory. Now, done. Note. Now we'll pick this and let's understand this. So the first phrase says India that is Bharat. Yeah, that is Bharat shall be union of states. This is saying union of states. Now what does this phrase means? Again, you can break this phrase into two parts. First phrase is telling about India that is Bharat, right? And the second phrase is saying shall be union of states. Now, सबसे पहली चीज तो ये है कि India that is Bharat, here he is telling the name of our country. Name of our country. And when you see the name of our country, then two names are used here. India is also used and Bharat is also used. अब many people say that India का ही हिंदी translation is Bharat. So basically they have translated it in Hindi. But अगर India का ही हिंदी translation भारत होता, it is just an Hindi translation. It would not be written in the constitution. Why? Because there is English constitution and then there is its translation Hindi transcript. फिर उसके बाद तमिल में ट्रांसलेटेड है, तेलुगु में ट्रांसलेटेड है, इन ऑल दी योर 22 लैंग्वेज, आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ देम 19 लैंग्वेजेस दे हैव ट्रांसलेटेड इट. तो अगर ट्रांसलेशन ही करना होता, व्हाई वुड हैव दे हैव रिटन इन इंग्लिश आल्सो दैट इंडिया दैट इज भारत. इसका मतलब है द इंटेंशन टू यूज दीस टू वर्ड्स वर टू यूज इट साइमल्टेनियसली. Either you use India, either you use Bharat. वैसे all in most of the official documents that we use for the international purpose, we use India, word India. But there, if we want, we can change it with Bharat also. So these two words can be used simultaneously. So the first and the foremost thing is the name of our country, and both these words are simultaneous to each other. You can write the intention of using the word Bharat. The intention of using the word Bharat in Article 1 of the Indian Constitution was to use it simultaneously with the word India. With the word India. Right? Understood this? अब आते हैं दूसरे टर्म पे. Now the second term is Union of States. Now the second term is Union of States. Now, what do you understand by Union of States? So when they are talking about Union of States, it clearly indicates that India is a union. Abhi I'll tell you what is a union, and it is not a federation. And it is not a federation. Now, here, what is the difference between union and a federation? What can be the difference? Yes. Yes, bifurcated. Bifurcated, matlab federation is bifurcated. Union can also be bifurcated. The union which we are union of states. Okay. We have different states. All these are bifurcated states. Then how we are calling ourselves union? Then how? And federation, go to US, you'll not find anything. In general, you'll not find it different from India. There are also different states. They have the different government. We have also different governments. The only difference is just citizenship wala part. They have dual citizenship. We have single citizenship. But again, there is a big difference between union of states and the federation. There is a big difference between union and a federation. See, union, when we talk about union, we are talking about one nation which cannot secede. One nation which cannot secede, which cannot break. And when we talk about federation, this means, अब देखो federation की अगर आप meaning समझो, from where federation has come. So federation has come from the word foedus. Don't write this down, it is not important for you, but it is a Latin term. And this Latin term means treaty or agreement. Right? This means treaty or agreement. तो अब इसका मतलब जब treaty और agreement है, इसका मतलब क्या है कि federation में सारे states जो हैं, they have signed a treaty and they have came together. Biggest example is the United States of America. So as its name suggests, United States of America, the United States of the American continent. That means they have agreed to come together so that they become an indispensable power. But whenever they are not happy, they can always break that agreement. They can break that treaty and secede from United States of America. But can we do that in India? No, we cannot, because we are union of states. So this itself suggests the nature, the feature of the Indian constitution, Indian system, that we are quasi-federal. We say that we are neither unitary nor federal, we are quasi-federal. So the term quasi-federal, अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि quasi-federal तो हम हैं, but where it is showcased in the constitution, you will straight away say that it is showcased in Article 1 itself. It is showcased in Article 1 itself. When we say that India is a union of states, there itself we are saying we are union, but union of states. So that means it is quasi-federal. Quasi-federal का मतलब not completely a federation, not completely following a unitary system. We are mix of both, right? And hence it is said that India is a indispensable union of dispensable states, right? India is a, write this down, it has come one, एक बार मेंस में आ चुका है. India is a indispensable union of dispensable states. India is a indispensable union of dispensable states. There is a very beautiful example to make you understand this whole thing. अभी तक फेडरेशन का मतलब समझ में आ गया, ठीक है? इसका एक बहुत बड़ा एग्जांपल है. एग्जांपल हुआ था, एग्जांपल इज ऑफ यूएसए इटसेल्फ. तो यूएस में what happened was, do you know about Abraham Lincoln? How many of you know about Abraham Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln, you know, he was the president of USA. And what he did when he became the president of USA, his whole fight was because his race was black. So his whole fight was against the abolition of slavery because blacks were by and large slaves in USA. Okay. So his whole fight was there. So that example you can put it here. US में civil war हुआ था. The American Civil War, which we talk about, and why this civil war happened, and that is a very good example of federation and union, the difference between federation and union. So when this civil war happened, see what happened was when Abraham Lincoln became the president. You don't need to write this down, but just write the American Civil War, and there you can write some states asked for freedom. I'll explain you what happened. So when Abraham Lincoln the president ban gaye, so what he did was he passed a law against the for the abolition of slavery. Now there were some states like Texas, like Pennsylvania, some northern states which were running on agriculture, and for agriculture they needed slaves. So they were not very happy with Abraham Lincoln. So they revolted against Abraham Lincoln. There was armed rebellion against the president of America. Texas and all these states came together and they made their army and they fought a war. That is called the American Civil War. So they fought the war. This war went for 4 to 6 years. 20,000 to 50,000 people died in this. Then after that, they were defeated. Those 7 states who rebelled against the American government, they were defeated. But they also, at that time, made their own government. They declared themselves free from the United States of America. And that shows the concept of federation. They said, we are eligible to do this. And this was challenged in the court itself. This was also challenged in the court itself, Court of America, that a federation, the states can every time break the treaty and make their own government. And what is the problem? And in court, they lost also. The American government lost. But because of the clause of humanity, they could again defeat them and bring them again together. तो मतलब कहने की बात होती है फेडरेशन में कि कोई भी टूट के चला जाएगा. अगर रशिया का कोई जैसे डोनेट्स्क जो रीजन है, अभी रशिया ने उसको रिपब्लिक घोषित कर दिया है. इट इज अ रिपब्लिक ऑफ रशिया नाउ. ठीक है. सो कैन डोनेट्स run from Russia? No. Can Russia leave all these regions? Dagestan का जो region, have you heard about Dagestan region? दागिस्तान में बहुत रिबेल होता है बिकॉज सेंट्रल एशियन इंपैक्ट बहुत ज्यादा होता है दागिस्तान के रीजन में. सेंट्रल एशियन जो रेबेलियंस हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा दागिस्तान के रीजन में. जितने एमएमए फाइटर्स के बारे में जानते हो, डू यू नो अबाउट एमएमए फाइटर्स? खबीब का नाम सुना है कभी? खबीब जिसने कॉनर मैकग्रेगर को हराया था, हाँ, ही कम्स फ्रॉम दैट रीजन ओनली. और जितने ये एमएमए फाइटर्स होते हैं दे ऑल कम फ्रॉम दागिस्तान. तो दागिस्तान में हमेशा रिबेलियन होता है. बट कैन दे रन अवे फ्रॉम रशिया? नो, रशिया विल नेवर लीव देम. दे हैव अ ट्रीटी, दे हैव साइंड अ ट्रीटी विद रशियन गवर्नमेंट, बट दे कैन नॉट ब्रेक इट. तो कहने की बात होती है फेडरेशन में कि कोई भी स्टेट कभी भी ट्रीटी ब्रेक करके जा सकता है, बट प्रैक्टिकली इट इज इम्पॉसिबल. तो फेडरेशन का एग्जांपल 3 कंट्रीज हैं. लाइक स्विट्जरलैंड में व्हाट द फेडरेशन इज कॉल्ड इन स्विट्जरलैंड? दे आर कॉल्ड कैंटन्स. कनाडा इज अ फेडरेशन, एग्जांपल ऑफ अ फेडरेशन. दे आर कॉल्ड प्रोविंसेस. एंड यूएस तो है ही, यूएस में स्टेट्स कहते हैं, राइट? ये बात आगे समझ में. Understood this? The first phrase, India that is union of states, India that is Bharat shall be union of states. It is saying, उसका मतलब है that we are not a federation. उसका मतलब है we are not even following complete unitary system. So it is a reflection of, write this down. So this phrase reflects on the nature of India's federal system. And in bracket, write down quasi-federal. Now, second point, now this type of federation did not come into existence by choice of states. Did not come into existence by choice of states. Now, when I am saying did not come in together by choice of states, now what does this mean? Did not come together by choice of states. What does this mean? गलत नहीं हो गया सेंटेंस थोड़ा सा? हमने प्रिंसली स्टेट्स को क्या किया था? प्रिंसली स्टेट के साथ हमने अग्रीमेंट साइन किया था, यू माइट रिमेंबर दिस। प्रिंसली स्टेट्स कितने थे उस टाइम पर इंडिया में? मोर देन 500 प्रिंसली स्टेट्स वर देयर, स्मॉल बिग ऑल। हमने इनके साथ अग्रीमेंट साइन किया था, फिर इनको अपनी कंट्री में, टेरिटरी में लेके आए थे, राइट? Then why we are saying that they did not come together by the choice of states? Why do we say that? When we have signed an agreement, suppose I and you sign an agreement and I'm telling you come and work with me, you will be partner, we'll work like partners, and then after 2 years I start to supersede you, I start to don't follow you, I make you follow me, I make you my employee. Will you feel bad? You will feel bad, right? So here, why they have done this choice of states? Because of the time at that time. What happened? Most of the states, there were problem in Junagadh, Hyderabad, Jammu and Kashmir, and they saw this कि जहां पर population different है, king ruler different है, वहां पे problems आ रही थी. And who was doing all this merger of states and all these things? Who were taking care of it? सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल was taking care of it. तो जिन भी states में सरदार वल्लभ भाई has taken care of it, वहां का agreement और दूसरे states के agreement में slight difference है. वहां के agreement में you cannot take back your agreement. You cannot. It is one time agreement. You sign to come with India, you are coming up with India. You cannot go back. But हैदराबाद में प्रॉब्लम हुई, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हुई. Why do you think इतनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जम्मू कश्मीर में हो गई जो आज तक चल रही है? सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल वहां क्यों फेल हो गए? बिकॉज जम्मू कश्मीर में उस समय रहते थे कश्मीरी पंडित्स, एंड योर प्राइम मिनिस्टर पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू वाज अ कश्मीरी पंडित. He had an emotional touch with Jammu and Kashmir and he told सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, क्योंकि सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल का सीधा सा तरीका था सारे स्टेट्स को साथ लाने का, फोर्स लगाओ, डंडे बजाओ और अगले दिन मर्जर साइन करवाओ. सिंपल सा उनका एजेंडा था, कुछ नहीं. हैदराबाद में मिलिट्री एक्शन से लिया था हमने, हैदराबाद भी, जूनागढ़ मिलिट्री एक्शन से लिया. उनका सीधा एजेंडा यही था. तो जम्मू कश्मीर में पंडित नेहरू डिडंट फील कि ये करना चाहिए, बिकॉज किंग वॉज वेरी क्लोज टू हिम. ठीक है. उसके बाद शेख अब्दुल्ला थे वहां पे. डू यू नो अबाउट शेख अब्दुल्ला? हम जब 370 पढ़ेंगे स्पेशल स्टेटस बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे जम्मू कश्मीर, तो इसलिए आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ रेफरेंस. तो शेख अब्दुल्ला वाज देयर, ही वाज वेरी ओल्ड फ्रेंड ऑफ पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू, ही स्टडीड विद हिम इन यूके. तो इसलिए उनका इमोशनल टच था, इसलिए ही लेफ्ट जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. वो सरदार पटेल को नहीं दिया और वो खुद देखने लगे. एंड जब उन्होंने खुद देखा तो पूरा खिचड़ी पक गई उसमें वहां पे. ठीक है. बिकॉज ही वाज नॉट सो हार्श एंड यू नीड टू बी हार्श, यू नीड टू बी हार्श, राइट? So that was the problem in princely states. So मतलब princely states को हम ऐसा क्यों लिख रहे हैं? Because they cannot go back, they cannot secede from the territory of India. So now when you see the Indian Federation, India is a federation, right? It has different states. We are slightly federal. So it is a federation from above or federation from below? Term नहीं समझ में आया. Is it a federation from above or federation from below? Federation from below means nature is federal. Federation from above is forced federation है. So it is federation from above. Write this down. India is a federation from above. This means that there is India is a federation from above. India is a federation from above. I'll write this down. Don't worry. India is a federation from above. This lines which you are writing, it is very, very important for mains. When you get a question, and you can get a question anytime, you will write these type of lines. Okay, you will not find these lines in Lakshmikant. That is why I am making you write this. India is a federation from above, which means it is a superimposed federation. Superimposed federation. It is a superimposed federation. Now I hope you have understood this superimposed federation term. It is a superimposed federation. What does this mean? Superimposed federation का मतलब क्या हो गया? Yes, it is a forced federation. ठीक है. This phrase also reflects one more thing, very small thing, but a very important, I can say, very small but very important. This phrase also reflects that people are the organisms of the state. The state are the organisms of the nation. Write this down. This phrase also reflects that the state and people are an organic whole under one authority, are an organic whole under one authority. This reflects that state and the people, state and people are an organic whole under one authority. Under one authority. तो समझ में आया? We have a body, right? We have a body which is functioning 24/7, and in our body we have different parts of the body. Liver, kidney, all those things are there. Can I say that if I take my liver out and I make it free, आज से तुम्हारा freedom हो गया, go away from my body, can I function? No, I cannot function. Even a single nerve I take out of my body, I cannot function. The intention, the idea is that India is a whole. These are the organism, the states, the people are the organism. Even we take out one state, it will break. So that is why, hence we have made this, that none of the states can secede from the territory of India. And they are all under one authority. Which authority is this? Which is the authority? Which authority? Constitution is the authority. That is binding them together. Article 1 is binding them together. Right? I hope everything is clear till now. थोड़ा technical है, but done. Now, उसके बाद second चीज हमने यहाँ पर लिखी थी, that was state and territory shall be specified in schedule 1. तो इसका तो simple मतलब है, इसका कुछ ज्यादा मतलब नहीं है. इसमें बता रहा है schedule 1 में क्या चीजें हैं. All the states and their territories are specified in schedule 1. If you go and open, आपने लिया PM बख्शी, did you buy it? Go and buy it. Because when we discuss the articles now, and we'll discuss it very fast because time नहीं है हमारे पास, so you have to refer the things which I am saying. You cannot believe me ना, so you have to check schedule 1, article 1. देखो इससे होगा क्या? तो ये होगा कि आपकी language जो है वो बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी. When you write the answers, you will use phrases like this, ठीक है, to that extent, prospective ruling वाला, or you will use the phrases that India, that is Bharat, shall be union of states, not a federation. When you use the words and lines and phrases like this, your answer becomes very beautiful. और examiner को पता लग जाएगा कि पढ़ा है बच्चे ने. So that is why by the PM Bakshi and articles you should refer from there. जब भी when I'm talking about some article, I'm breaking into parts and making you explain, but you should note the real कैसा दिखता है. ठीक है, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ बार-बार. तो second thing is इसमें that state and territory shall be specified in schedule 1. तो इसका मतलब ये है schedule 1 में all the states जैसे यूपी, बिहार, सब states specify किया हुआ है और उनकी territory specify किया हुआ है. So nothing to understand in this. Now let's come directly to this point, that is territory of India. Now what it is saying, that territory of India consists of what? Territory of India consists of first territory of states, ठीक है, territory of states they consists of, then duties, and then acquired territory. This is A, this is B, and this is C. C is acquired territory. अब ये टर्म जो है, ये दोनों तो समझ में आ रहा होगा कि टेरिटरी, स्टेट्स की जितनी टेरिटरी होगी, जितना एरिया आएगा, और यूनियन टेरिटरीज की जितना एरिया होगा, सब कुछ इंडिया में काउंट होगा. बट दिस इज एक्वायर्ड टेरिटरी. अब यहाँ पर टर्म एक्वायर्ड टेरिटरी लिखा ही क्यों एट द फर्स्ट प्लेस? Once we acquire some territory, either it will become a state or it will become a union territory. Then why necessarily we have written acquired territory here? It is mentioned in your constitution, the acquired territory. Why we have necessarily mentioned this acquired territory? Because simple सा इसका meaning ये है, when we acquire some territory, it takes sometimes, it might take time to give it a status of a state or a union territory. Sometimes it is disputed. Sometimes it takes a lot of time that the international governments recognize it. जैसे for example, in Afghanistan, the Taliban government came. When the Taliban government came, they have made their government, they recognize themselves, but the international institutions are not recognize us. Taliban government cannot go and sit in UN. Okay. All the international organizations, they are not recognizing it. They may make diplomatic relations with them, but again, they are not recognizing it. And when they are not recognizing it, that means most of the rights, international rights, they are not getting. Okay. So that happens with all the countries. Even if we acquire some territory, even if we go and take POK from Pakistan. Suppose we go and take POK from Pakistan. It is ours, we claim it. But again, it will take time to get it ratified. So sometimes it does not get ratified. Let's say, for example, write down this example. The biggest example is the acquisition of Pondicherry. We are using the name Pondicherry, not Puducherry, because Puducherry was changed afterwards. So in starting, it was Pondicherry. The acquisition of Pondicherry is the biggest example of this. So you might have studied the example of Pondicherry in your history, right? From whom we took Pondicherry? Portuguese. So we took Pondicherry from the French. And when we took the Pondicherry, state of Pondicherry, when we took it, it became state. We took it in 54. We took Pondicherry in 1954. But what happened? The France government was not ratifying it. And it took 8 years to ratify Pondicherry. It took 8 years to ratify Pondicherry, and hence Pondicherry became an Indian state, full-fledged Indian state or union territory in 1962. That means it took almost 8 years for Pondicherry to come into India. Same happened with another example is Dadar and Nagar Haveli. You might have heard. From whom we took Dadar and Nagar Haveli? Portuguese. Yes. So we took Dadar and Nagar Haveli from Portuguese, and Portuguese were again not ratifying it. We just took that from Portuguese. 54 we took it, and it was ratified in 61. So when we took it, it come under the territory of India, and that power we are getting it from this clause C. So this is Article 1, sub clause 3, sub clause C, the acquired territory wala part. The acquired territory part comes here. So we have acquired a territory that will come under the territory of India, even if it is not ratified. Even if it is not ratified. And when we have to ratify it, what we will do? When we have to ratify it, suppose we acquire a territory. Tomorrow we take Punjab from Pakistan. Pakistan mein Punjab hai. We took Punjab from Pakistan. Then what we'll do? First thing what we'll do? Yes, where we'll make the amendment? 368 में amendment क्यों करेंगे? First we'll take Punjab ले लिया पाकिस्तान से, ठीक है? It is now an acquired territory. Obviously, Pakistan will not be happy. It will not ratify it. So, do we need the other country to ratify it? No, we don't need. International organizations ratify करती हैं तो ठीक है, well and good. Otherwise, क्या होता है? We, for ourselves, we also can ratify it. And how we will ratify it? We'll pass a law in the parliament. This is said in Article 2, which we are going to discuss. If we acquire this acquired territory का क्या होगा? इसको हम कैसे स्टेट बनाएंगे? ये सारी चीजें आपको आर्टिकल 2 में मिलेंगी. Not only Article 2, but Article 3 also. So write this down. यहाँ पे Article 2 और Article 3, ठीक है? अब ये दोनों आर्टिकल्स किस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं? ये दोनों एडमिशन ऑफ न्यू टेरिटरीज की बात कर रहे हैं. एडमिशन ऑफ न्यू टेरिटरीज, एडमिशन ऑफ न्यू टेरिटरीज की बात कर रहे हैं. एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ न्यू स्टेट्स की बात कर रहे हैं. एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ न्यू स्टेट्स, दोनों आर्टिकल्स, ठीक है? But there is a slight difference between both of these articles. Here, Article 2 is talking about admission of new territories and establishment of new states. यहाँ पर you see the word new is used here. ठीक है, the word new is used here. But in Article 3, you will not find word new anywhere. So Article 3 specifically is talking about reorganization of states. Reorganization of states. इसका मतलब आई होप आपको क्लियर हो गया होगा. दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है? बहुत बेसिक डिफरेंस है. दोनों नए टेरिटरी की बात कर रहे हैं, बट थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, स्लाइट डिफरेंस है. यहाँ पे जो हम न्यू स्टेट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, वो जो टेरिटरी हमने एक्वायर की है, जो टेरिटरी हमने एक्वायर की है, कोई भी नई टेरिटरी, जैसे पौंडीचेरी, जैसे गोवा, जैसे दादर एंड नगर हवेली, ये सब हमने एक्वायर किया. जूनागढ़ हमने एक्वायर किया, ठीक है? सो उनको स्टेट या यूनियन टेरिटरी बनाने के लिए हमें आर्टिकल 2 में अमेंडमेंट करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? आर्टिकल 2 is giving the power to the parliament to acquire and ratify it, the new states. So we are adding new territory to the territory of India. मतलब ये इंडिया की टेरिटरी है, ठीक है? और ये सपोज दादर नगर हवेली है. So we are adding this new territory here, right? And here what we are doing in the reorganization of states, जो existing territory है इंडिया की, सपोज ये टेरिटरी है इंडिया की, ठीक? अब इसमें यहाँ पर कहीं उत्तर प्रदेश आता है. हमने क्या किया कि इसको दो हिस्सों में डिवाइड कर दिया. अब ये उत्तर प्रदेश होगा, ये उत्तराखंड होगा, ये उत्तर प्रदेश होगा. या हमने दो स्टेट्स को मर्ज कर दिया, या हमने दो स्टेट्स को मर्ज कर दिया, इस तरीके का कोई भी सिस्टम जहां पर हम कोई नई टेरिटरी ऐड नहीं कर रहे, वी आर डूइंग इज वी आर जस्ट रीऑर्गेनाइजिंग द स्टेट्स अमंग देमसेल्व्स, पिकिंग एंड चूजिंग। ये स्लाइट डिफरेंस है दोनों की, बाकी बात दोनों एडमिशन ऑफ एंड मेकिंग ऑफ न्यू स्टेट्स और न्यू टेरिटरीज की बात करते हैं। तो बस यहाँ पे वर्ड न्यू यूज हुआ है, जहां पर हम कुछ टेरिटरी ऐड कर रहे हैं कंट्री में, और यहाँ पर हम सिर्फ रीऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, क्लियर?